There's a lot of disconnection, I think, in some of the routes.
When a route ends, there isn't any good signage.
His son would ride to school, see if he thought it was safe.
Those were just some of several dozen ideas brought forward at a community cycling forum in Georgetown. The session began with a staff presentation covering the progress the town of Halton Hills has made over the last few years in many areas of cycling, then progressed into breakout groups. Residents brainstormed additional ideas in two categories: infrastructure and everything else. Among the top priorities were safety and trail connectivity.
A lot of the trails will stop, and then you have to get to another point of that trail going through like residential neighborhoods or unfortunately through some of the major roads. And that can obviously pose a challenge to newer riders or potentially getting on the road that's shared with a motorist.
Rural residents have their own challenges. The Kiss family would like to see bike trails built along some of the side roads in Halton Hills to give their kids a safe way to ride.
He plays soccer in the summer and he can't bike to soccer. It's a 5-minute drive, a 10-minute bike ride, but he can't because of the road structure. Like, it's just not a safe area for them to bike.
A lot of the major rural roads are regional, and those roads are all getting bike infrastructure as they're being reconstructed. So you will see Trafalgar Road is going to get, it's going to have on-road lanes, and it's going to have multi-use path. And that Trafalgar Road is going to go all the way up to Highway 7. So the 9th line will also get bike lanes.
Fogel adds that building bike lanes on the east-west side roads is more difficult and more expensive. In town, the cost and difficulty can vary. If space currently used to park along a curb can be redesignated as a bike lane, she says it's not that costly. But where that's not an option, like Mountain View Road, the price can add up. There was also discussion about bike lanes marked with paint versus those marked with physical barriers.
That comes over time, where you start to see people out cycling. So you start to think, okay, well, our investment is appreciated by the citizens. So it's a bit of priming the pump, and we've been priming it with paint on the road. But we do know from all the research, or even just go and look, that whenever separated bike lanes go in, usage goes up like this. It's just exponential once you get there. But it's a big thing to make that kind of investment.
For now, the ideas gathered in this forum will be considered as staff develop a mobility master plan.
And that master plan is looking at how to accommodate growth in Halton Hills moving forward to like a 2051 planning horizon. So we're trying to capture how can we accommodate both vehicular traffic, bus, transit traffic, pedestrians, cyclists, e-scooters. Like, we're trying to look at all ways of transportation, how that can be accommodated on the transportation network and to accommodate the growth that we're seeing in Halton Hills for the future.
Jason Trout for Halton News in Georgetown.